passages of Paris marked the birth of a typology that would become a defining setting for the shopping and social rituals of the 19th century industrial cities. It's a pedestrian path to a city block lined with glazed storefronts on both sides, covered by a roof of glass and cast iron. The shopping arcade. Every city worthy of itself had to have one of these built, each longer, taller, grander, and more complex than the last. This evolution of the arcade would reach the zenith in Milan, in the time of transition when, after centuries of belonging to foreign empires, the city became a part of the new Kingdom of Italy. A state not foreign but still distant and not quite real in the consciousness of its citizens. But united at last, Italy could become a great European power, and Milan aimed to become its leading industrial center. It was time to bring the fabric of the city up to speed with its ambition. In the heart of Milan, crooked clumps of buildings in various shapes and sizes crowded around the exceptionally elaborate Grand Cathedral and stifled its commanding presence, achieved through centuries upon centuries of effort and ambition. How to transform a few distorted openings left in the solid heart of Milan into a thriving public realm worthy of a modern metropolis. Numerous debates and discussions ensued in the city, giving birth to an idea to reconstruct the heart of Milan by way of a new road, connecting the new piazza in front of the famous La Scala Opera House to the expanded piazza in front of the cathedral. After 3 rounds of competitions, the Bolognese architect Giuseppe Mignoni was the one to most skillfully distill the numerous proposals, suggestions, and discussions, together with the spirit of the time, into a tasteful design for a shopping arcade. First, a uniform facade is stretched with stately rigor over an unbroken line of columns across the entire north side of the Piazza Duomo. The steady rhythm of the colonnade is interrupted in the middle by a large triumphal arch, echoing the glories of imperial Rome against the Gothic facade of the church. This triumphal gate is the entrance to the Galleria. From here it extends all the way into the southern corner of the Piazza della Scala, where its second triumphal gate is built into the side of the square, humbly hiding behind the old Palazzo Marino. The Galleria meets its triumphal gate at Piazza della Scala at an oblique angle. To resolve this, the gate opens up into a semicircle into which 2 smaller gates are placed symmetrically, one of which opens into the Galleria. One arcade connecting the 2 piazzas wasn't enough for Milan's new Crystal Palace of Commerce. There had to be another one, with a magnificent dome matching in size the dome of Rome's St. Peter's soaring above the octagonal square where the 2 cross. This cruciform plan transforms the Galleria into more than just a passage connecting the 2 piazzas through the dense core of Milan. It becomes a curious hybrid, a path, a building, and a piazza all at once. As the Galleria rose out of the dense network of narrow streets in its surroundings, some Milanese were skeptical towards this grandiose tunnel of glass and iron reshaping the ancient core of their beloved city. But it didn't take too long for it to grow in its citizens and become their favorite meeting place. An extravagant theater upon which countless dramas of Milan's public life can unfold. They nicknamed her Il Salotto di Milano, the living room of Milan. As they pass through the triumphal gates, the Milanese find the world around them suddenly transformed. The most glamorous storefronts line up without interruption to their left and to their right, while numerous tables of cafes and restaurants spill over the polished patterns of the marble floor beneath their feet. They look up, and the intricate composition of the facades unfolds before their eyes. The vast glazed arches of the stores transition into the tall first floor with its elaborately framed elongated windows separated by richly decorated pilasters. Above them, a continuous balcony extends through the entire building as the second floor hides behind its beautiful iron balustrade adorned with the coats of arms of 100 Italian cities. The gaze lifts towards the last floor to find the pilasters transformed into a parade of statues, calmly gazing back as the elegantly framed square windows gracefully array themselves in between. This vertical progression meticulously extends along the forearms of the Galleria and creates an ambience of both delicate monumentality and lavish glamour as it glistens in the light filtered through the glass roof above. The roof of glass and iron, a great feat of engineering, a paragon of modernity and industrial innovation, gloriously rises against the walls overflowing with layers of historicist decoration and symbols of Italian unity. With Milan's Galleria, the building type that started off as private speculation in the cracks of Parisian blocks evolved into a monumental public work. An instrument for modernization of Milan's heart that, in the process, became its hardest pumping chamber. A cathedral of consumerism, a monument celebrating a unified nation-state, a living room of the city, all at once. Following the Galleria, it became difficult for a city to build an arcade without in some way referring to Milan's achievement. Other great Italian cities responded with the Gallerias of their own: Torino, Genoa, Messina, Napoli. It is safe to say that the sequence of great Italian arcades embodies the very essence of the building type. In the first decades of the 21st century, the Galleria of Milano is as full of life as ever. Every day people from four corners of the world flock into her arms, and although most can't afford to shop at the luxurious stores or have drinks at the elegant cafes, the Galleria welcomes everyone to take a stroll from piazza to piazza across her sleek mosaic floors and get lost in the crowd, seduced by her exuberant beauty. And after all this time, Galleria still persists in that loftiest of her ambitions, to nudge the loyalties of an individual beyond the confines of their daily dramas and those of their family, their neighborhood, their city, and their region, leaving them, maybe just for a moment, at one with a much larger unity.